some things that you might experience spiritually going through Ascension. So Ascension symptoms that you might experience spiritually. I just had created a video about what you might experience physically, and I also created one about what you might experience emotionally. And all of these may overlap, and I do overlap in the videos a little bit. There's no getting around it because of our beingness, and some pertain to the physical, emotional, and spiritual. These symptoms relate to all. So I am Elizabeth, and I am a space holder and channel, if you will, a bridge for expanded frequencies of incredible, beautiful, loving, healing energy. It's where magic can happen and does happen. And I am here to help others to step fully into their essences of I have done, and I'm here to share my story about how I've done it. And I have experienced all of these different ascension symptoms, every single one of them. And I'm sure that I have missed some. There's a wealth, there's so many. But I did try to break it down to make it a little bit more understandable. And hence the reason I created 3 videos. So spiritually, big one in terms of what you can experience or what you might experience. If you are sensitive to energy, if you are sensitive towards your emotions, you're sensitive to animals, others around you. Not everyone is, and not everyone is meant to. The energy can be intensified, one of the ascension symptoms, if that makes sense. Everything's intensified. Your feelings are heightened. Your spiritual energy is shifted, and you notice it. So very, very intense energy can happen. You could get, this is one of my favorite ones too, that kind of surprised me when I experienced it, like electrical zaps going through my physical body, but my energy field. I would feel just incredible electricity. When I became attuned as a Reiki master, as an Asui Reiki master, my final attunement for teacher master, I literally felt like I was going to levitate off at the table. So an ascension symptom that you can have is that lightness, that tingling, those feelings, electricity. We are electrical beings, so you could feel in that capacity. And I describe it, yes, it'll affect you physically, but spiritually it's quite different. So you could experience that. You could also have unusual, like, sensory experiences, visions coming through, different types of visions that you normally wouldn't, starting to connect the dots in terms of when you're shown something symbolically, whether you're meditating or from a dream state, to understand what it actually means, what it's telling you, what spirit is telling you, what your high self is telling you. So you could have a variety of experiences in that way. You could have an out-of-body experience. I have experienced the out-of-body. I have experienced, it's all normal, where you physically leave your body and you're in another location. You're still connected, but you are elsewhere, whether you have gone to a past life, whether you have gone to see a little bit of the future, whether you are in a different timeline, whether you go to see someone else, like a remote type viewing, is all part of that too, the sensory experience. I don't want to call it hallucinations. That's not it, but it's visions, and it's a different way of being and a different way of seeing. So spiritually being interconnected to everything. These are some things that you can experience. So yes, I said the outer body experience. You could experience even, I talk about this in terms of physical experiences. The ear ringing could be something physical, but it also could be energies around you coming in that cause this sensation of, um, it's not tinnitus. You could actually be experiencing tinnitus. And so always I share, in these other videos that I've done, to seek out medical help as well, to rule out anything that might be going on that needs the attention of a doctor. Um, but sometimes the ringing can be you shifting into a different frequency. It could be your guides, those that walk with you, trying to share a message with you, trying to speak with you. Um, and again, ringing in the ears can be a big one. You can hear it left to right. There's different meanings for them. I'm not going to go into detail, but that is as part of the spiritual, an ascension symptom is the ringing in the ears. Uh, a, a big one that's quite amazing and incredible in terms of your vision, which I discuss as, a physical symptom, but you can see things so differently in different states of beingness with your awakening, with the ascension process. And there have been so many times when I've been out in nature, and especially at the very beginning when I was being introduced to more of my connectedness, my soul essence, where I would see things so incredibly vibrantly, almost like not technicolor, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but so colors would just pop. The trees, the greens, the blues. It was almost surreal. It was almost like a movie, and how movies are made sometimes now, where it's like that televisions bring through that intense color. That's a possible experience that you might have, where you enhanced color, that you see enhanced color. And one of my favorites, the way that I describe, from a very young age, I would see and I would get signs. So synchronicities, you will experience more synchronicities, more signs. And by signs, I mean the support, because it can be very unnerving and very like you're going crazy when you are experiencing some of these things. And those that walk with you and your higher self giving you little nudges, everything is fine, everything is okay. Well, I would find feathers everywhere, and I have a very strong connection to the angelic realm. And so that was the angels coming through, tell me you're fine, you're okay. My high self saying you're okay. But I would find feathers everywhere, especially when I was feeling down, when I was really, really struggling, and emotionally. I would get as reassurance. I would have the feathers come through. Another one of my favorites, along with seeing and receiving feathers and having feathers presented to me um, during my ascension, number sequences, and you very well have heard about this, but seeing numbers everywhere, and especially when I'm in sync, it seems like that these numbers really present, and numbers have different meanings too. So 111, 1111, 555, 333, 1234, 1010. So over the years, of course, I would get very excited and go to take a look at the information that's out there. I would Google to find out what these particular numbers, I call them angelic numbers, what they would mean. So numbers are, you could start seeing them on the microwaves, license plates, everywhere. You could see numbers coming up. And I invite you, if that does happen, to take a look at what the spiritual message is behind receiving the synchronicities and the signs in this way. So much fun. I would find money, pennies from heaven. I'd find dimes, that old saying, pennies from heaven. I would have animals come forth for me. Animal medicine is very, very powerful. And each animal brings forth the essence of a beautiful, beautiful healing and beautiful lessons for us. And so I would have certain animals come forward. So, and then the synchronicities, I would see just at the right time, the right verbiage, you're going to be okay, literally would be on a billboard. Um, flowers being presented to me because I have a strong connection with flowers and love and connected to spirituality. And so I would be gifted with these synchronicities all the time. So watch for them, the signs. Love, hearts would show up, heart rocks everywhere. Yeah, one of my favorites is the synchronizations, and then even having coincidences when you start to really align more with your true, with your soul essence. You have more synchronistic things, events happen as well, and it's quite beautiful to help you along your path. So you may even have premonitions that happen of a knowing, just a clear knowing of what something, that something is going to happen. That's another spiritual um, ascension symptom. And along with the premonitions, you could have um, the clear senses come on board more. Your gifts, your spiritual gifts come on board more as well, and the clear senses, being able to, like, a clear knowing of things, hearing spirit, hearing your high self more as a voice within your head, um, that connectedness, being able to see those that walk with us in spirit as well. Um, so all the clairs, you may have those come on board more and experience those as ascension symptoms. And just know it's all normal. It's all part of the process, and it's all good. Even though it can be a little bit unnerving. You could experience changes in your dreams, whether you remember your dreams or not. But your dreams can become more intense. We do a ton of healing within our dream state. So dreams could be a big one, that your dreams could be affected. That is a symptom of ascension. Uh, just an awareness, beautiful, beautiful one, of unity consciousness, that you are connected to everything and that we are all connected. So, unity conscious is a big ascension symptom. And awareness of others, and compassion for others, and empathy for others. Uh, Not seeing yourself as separate. Um, Big one, very, very big one. Uh, So again, I talked about the heightened awareness of energy, and sensitivities too. Big one. Oh, this one was this is very, very fun. Um, Time can seem distorted, like you lose track of time. Time is very different in spirit than it is here in the physical, and so it can seem like you just completely, like, what just happened today? Where did the day go? Or time could be, well, tied with that, time could be very, very sped up, where it's like, where did the day go? But it also could be very, very slowed down, where it seems like you just looked, like you look at the clock and time has gone by and you go, huh, it feels like I just looked at the time and it was just that. So very, very, it could go by very slow, and I'm not necessarily describing that correctly, but time can be affected, and spiritually you can notice that change. A wild one, and I experienced this in many different scenarios. I could walk into a room and have a light bulb kind of zap out or flicker. Electrical appliances, when I would get around them, especially when I was, how do I say this, when you're not fully embodying the energies. It's if you've ever seen Snoopy, the character, and I'm saying my age right now. Little Pigpen walking around in is one of the characters in it. Just this little fluff of dust all around. I feel like, just this cloud of dust. It's kind of like that until you really embody these energies. It's like you're not. It's like you're zapping out stuff that you're not in your full faculties with it, adjusting and shifting to the new frequencies and the ascension that you were stepping into. So you could zap out electronics. I remember if I would be in a heightened state of emotions, and if I were on the phone with somebody, and if I were irritated or frustrated, those energies, and if that person had the same frequency, we would zap out the phones, and like the texting would be garbled, and so electronics, computers, and even it's a very common thing to get on, and when I'll go to do even a group healing or work with someone, there will be some interference, and you can hear it, or it will shut off or shut down. So yes, the energy, we are electrical beings again, and we can affect, and the energies affect us, and we can affect the energies of electronics as well. So those are some of the things. Let me see. Of course, I'm gonna check my list to make sure that I haven't missed anything. Gosh, the vibrant being, the coincidence, time, changes in dreams, spiritually too, just questioning life, and what a big one is what you're here for, why, and from our spirit, questioning the world and how we do things. And yeah, a lot of introspection happens during as part of the awakening symptoms. And I'm hoping I haven't missed anything. Spiritually, the chakras, you can experience so many different things. I just recently did a very tiny video to tack onto the physical of what you might experience, because I forgot them. But a big one spiritual is just a tingling sensation too at your crown, of it's an opening and allowing more light in. And when I was really allowing my crown, to open more, lightheadedness would happen sometimes, and I would always be told by my guides and my higher self, you need to ground more to be more firmly rooted, while in human form to operate well. But my crown would just tingle, and I also, when I would close my eyes, I could do some deep breathing, really strong deep breaths, and I would get this light like flashing across my eyes, and it was the opening to that white divine, to all it is, to source, coming through and pouring through me. And just that overall sense of peace when it would happen, to experiencing much more peace, spiritually, experiencing more acceptance, experiencing more joy, so much more love. The more that you expand and open your heart, it is spirit in human form, and it's incredible and it's phenomenal. We are coming back into that and that remembrance, and it's beautiful. Even though ascension can be drawn out, it can be difficult, it can be so hard. Know that you're not alone. We are not alone, and there's so many resources out there to help with it. One more thing, and I talked about this again, spiritually, just how wild, the way that I would start to receive messages through my meditation would be through symbolism, words. I would actually my clairs came on board. I would hear my guides talking to me. I would also hear some spirits that are kind of earthbound that would come through, and they'd have something to say, and I had to be very discerning and learning what is in my highest good, what is not, who's messing with me. That's a whole different talk for another time. But when my clairs did come on, I would see once in a while a video come across, like literally like a movie clip is a way that you can see when you're going through ascension and awakening. And it was just like right across my vision in my mind. I would see if it was a client or someone that I was working with, or just had to do with myself personally, I would be shown something, whether it was something that was happening now or very futuristic. a lot of times I would be shown even just like a vision of something happening and a message to come through, and shown even what like even I'd be shown an apple and what apple means when you go looking up. You can go down all sorts of rabbit holes spiritually with the Ascension experience, and go where you're led and what feels right for you to figure out the answers. For me, a big one, I would get chills all over my body. So spiritually, you could get these massive chills when you're standing within your truth and what is truth for you and what feels right and what is it's your power. Um, it's spiritual truth for you, and you can get the chills all over your body. You could get it a little bit more localized in areas. Uh, it's just this incredible knowing, a knowing for yourself, a remembrance. So yeah, those are several things that I just shared. I know that I probably have missed some, and that's the reason I wanted to do 3 separate ways of sharing. But spiritually, there's so many different things that you can experience. Even another big one, I don't want to forget this, but animals could be very much drawn to you more because as you step fully into your essence, there's a trust. When you start to trust, when you open your heart more fully, when you shed, um, wounding and trauma, and you raise your light quotient, animals will become more. They trust you, and they will come around you, and they will be drawn more towards you. People too, you will automatically magnetize in, and your ability to magnetize in is greatly increased for what you're meant to experience in this lifetime. It's like a flow that happens that is it's gentler. So spiritually too, relationships could completely change. You may find yourself that you have lost several relationships because there isn't a resonance in frequency. It's not a good or bad. It doesn't mean this person is lesser than you or you than them. It just your experience together, nothing lasts forever. Your experience together then in whatever capacity it was is meant to shift in that way. So yes, spiritually you could experience just completely different life experiences. Okay, so that's enough, I think, and I hope I didn't miss anything. If you do have questions for me, please, 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 you can reach me at healingwithelizabeth.com, and you can do a discovery call with me there. You also can direct message me. This is my passion. I love sharing and helping others to, it can be frightening and totally mind-blowing to go through and Ascension, and thank God there's so many out there. I'm so grateful for all the people that were out there to help me with my experience and the way I describe my rising, my remembrance, that I want to share everything that I've experienced and everything that I know to help you with your remembrance and awakening. And again, I hope I covered everything. Much love.